Alex, how was that?
I'm thrilled with that. Eddie, as we know him, he can be a little bit anxious and goes within himself sometimes. So he doesn't express himself by rearing, bucking and all that. He just sort of tries to hide and trying to sort of initiate that belief in him and trust him. Just ride him forward and say, be brave. I'm feeling brave, so you can be brave too. And I feel more comfortable doing that when I'm in a jumping arena and cross country. But in the dressage, it's never been maybe my strongest phase, especially when I started. And I guess I've got to get over that a little bit. And I think today I had to lead, and I did. And he was really, really honest and followed me all the way. And his highlights, the bits he's good at, the canter, I think I really went for. He's not a big trotting horse, so we just tried to be correct in those 8-metre circles. If you're not accurate, those judges, especially at the side and the corner, can see everything and they just hammer you for it. So I tried to be accurate there, and then yes, some of the work obviously got some good marks. You're never brave enough to look up at the screen, but you're kind of tempted to be like, how am I getting on? But you don't lose concentration. But yeah, I'm kind of half pleased. Do you think?
Now, you've been around quite a few 5-stars now, but how does this year's Defender Burghley Horse Race, how does this cross-country you've seen out there, how does this compare?
Yeah, I would have quite liked to have been riding the same direction, because you kind of know the course and you kind of know when you got up to the Cottesmore Leap that if you had a horse that was still had some jump, you could get him home because everything's pretty much downhill. Whereas now, you get up to the Cottesmore Leap and you're barely halfway around. So there's lots and lots of technical questions, which I think slow the horses down, take them out of their rhythm. Especially for me, you have to gallop uphill, slow down, and still turn and jump big fences. Now that's demanding on the horses, and then they have to then drop a gear to get going in the gallop again. All this burns energy. Just so different from last year. You can't believe it's the same designer, but maybe that's a sign of a good designer in the fact that you never know quite what you're preparing for, and so you have to prepare for everything. And he's certainly testing you. With your horses sort of being adjustable. You have to jump big fences, turn and jump another technical fence like a corner off a blind turn. So the horse really needs to trust you, be in good balance, and then reactive to the aids. And I suppose that's what riding's all about. So I guess he's done a good job, but how it's going to go, I don't know. But I'm going to walk it a lot, make sure I know my markers, and then give it my best shot. And hopefully the horse is fit enough and brave enough to do it.
And you always seem like a cool customer. Do you feel nervous before the cross country?
Yeah, I think if you don't feel nervous, you don't really care, and you shouldn't really be doing it. The nerves keep you, on edge. They heighten your senses. So I think as long as you can control them, they make you better. I get nervous. I do my final course walk on the Saturday morning, always by myself, and I walk it as if I ride it, and my adrenaline is going, my heart rate is risen at points, and I think that almost gets that out of my system. So then when I get in the start box for him, you need to control their breathing so they don't rush and again burn too much energy too fast with adrenaline. So if you're pumped with adrenaline, you're not going to be very helpful. So yeah, I get that out of my system, sit in the lorry, focus, and then when I get on him, it's just about actually being as calm as you can. And then when you leave the start box, once you're a minute or two into it, the rhythm is there, set, and you're going. So hopefully you just hit a good rhythm in the first 2 minutes.
Brilliant. Well, best of luck.
Thank you ever so much. Thank you.